right, welcome back to episode 90, Trizzy, of the Super Chevy Brothers podcast. This is Travar, one of your Super Chevy bros, and I'm joined again, with the guest, co-guest, co-host, Mom. As you can see, we are on video this time. How you doing, Mom?
Hey, it's Mom. I'm here.
By the way, it's April 13th.
Yes.
2022.
It is.
The year of our Lord. So, we didn't get you to play any new games.
Hey,
right.
My life is busy.
But I do have the PlayStation ready to go for you. So
I'm ready when you are.
Okay.
I'm just waiting to play this Elden game.
Okay, I know. I know you want to play Elden Ring.
I do.
And I want you to play Elden Ring too.
I do, because I want to meet that monster that's in there. I hear there's like a little fix. I can't wait to talk about that.
What? What are you talking about? Oh, you mean the article?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll
get there. We'll get there.
I think you should start with something real simple.
Sure.
The first game I had Kolonica play. Now she probably played it to make just so I would still like her, because she probably didn't enjoy it, but she played it for like 5 hours twice in a row.
Okay.
It's called, and this is not in any way a stellar game.
Okay.
But I think it's a good way to learn it. It's simple. You've got to learn how to use 2 sticks at once, right?
I gather. Yeah.
Yeah. It's called Knack.
What's that about?
About not very much. But what it is a game. It is a good way to start playing games. It's not really about very much. But it's a good starter game, Knack.
Okay.
Because if you hop right in the Elden Ring, you're going to have hard time, like the camera, moving it around. Even people who have been playing games for years, right? Still, moving cameras and both is tough. So just to start, you probably want a game that's a little less of the camera moving, more of one thing. You can incorporate both at some point.
I have to learn my skills, my thumb skills.
Yeah, you have to learn your thumb skills. Oh my god, I'm blocking my face with my own mic. You didn't tell me anything.
Didn't see.
Thanks. All right. Well, outside of that, I did play more Elden Ring. This is a great game.
Well, okay, but I won't know until you let me play. So
I know.
Next week, if I'm still invited, we will have to get there.
Yeah, we'll play.
Even if I play knick-knack, paddywhack, whatever it is, and then I have to play at least 1 hour of Elden Rings.
Okay.
Okay?
I
don't care if I die. I mean,
we have to record it.
Even the best players die
is part of
all
it.
the time. Right.
Dying is part of it.
So what do I have to lose?
That's true. I just don't want you to have a bad first experience and then hate these things.
They're all going to be bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I played Elden Ring. It was super. I didn't do very much, actually. I just moved a little further along in the map and stuff, but I got to a completely new looking area.
Right.
Yeah, I loved it. I won't talk too much about it because you want to get in it
I
first,
do.
but, yeah.
See what it's about.
Well, outside of that, I did watch the shows we were supposed to talk about before. So we've got Halo. We talked about that a little bit. Did you watch the 3rd episode?
I watched the 3rd episode.
And the 2nd.
And the 2nd.
Okay.
I'm a fan.
Okay. What are your thoughts so far? So you're 3 episodes deep. What are your thoughts?
About what? I mean, it's good. I like it.
Talk about it.
I like having a little bit of the little flashback when he was a young guy and his friend.
When he was
it had a lot to do with character, and now that he can actually emote.
Right, yeah.
The
music scene.
Right. He actually felt something when he saw his friend's wife, child, and realized he didn't have a life.
Right, yeah.
So although his friend lives on
a sterile, right?
Right.
He's got a kid.
But apparently not, because his friend has a kid. His friend lives on a crappy looking planet, but
it's a set of asteroids.
Yeah,
It's
set of
asteroid field.
asteroids, because they're very bizarre. But he has a lot of fun. I love how he gets from one asteroid to the next.
Yeah, the little car.
That
with
is the best.
yeah, that's pretty cool. So a lot of people were really down on the show at once the second episode aired. They thought it was too much exposition and too many of these characters. That it's not. It diverges from the games a lot. But after watching the third one, I can still see the appeal of the show. I think it's really sci-fi.
Right.
It still has Halo stuff. I see they're introducing like Cortana was just brought in, who's very important to the story, and it's fun to see their first interactions and why she's there. And
I like the evil scientist bit. Yeah.
Yes, Halsey.
I like that.
Also, well, I think it's cool because in the games you don't really get lots of Halsey.
Ah.
That's very lore back. If you read the books, there's lots of Halsey.
That's
but
not happening. Is that also a female?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a love interest in a way.
She's more of a mentor mother kind of to Master Chief.
Okay.
In a way.
He loves her, but he's not in love with her.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's like he's got this trust for her. She's you can tell, and he's like special to her, right? Right. So
a special specimen.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So I'm liking the show. I watched the third episode today. I'm liking it. It's heavy sci-fi, but it's still Halo. I mean, Halo is sci-fi, but I like the new direction. It makes me want to see what's happening. It's not like I'm getting bored.
Well, explain to someone who never played the game, never read the books.
You mean you?
Me? Why is it so different? Just briefly.
I think what do you mean? How is it so different, or why is it so different?
Right. Why are the, not Trekkies, but Haloists, why are they so against it? I mean, what is it so different that, I don't like it?
The things that are different, I think the reason that they're different makes sense. The things that are different are the focus of the show. There are already characters added who aren't in the game.
Okay.
The plot of the show is different. The whole thing with I can see where the plot is going to match the game.
Okay.
But the way that it's like the same book written by a different person, almost, in a way. So it's like two people have the same dream of the same story, and they wrote it different. It's starting from a different place. Like I said, Halsey isn't like very involved in the games in the way she is in the show, right? You see her more than Master Chief, really, and so much of it. But I think the reason why is because it's a game, and when Halo came out, video games weren't narratively driven in the same way that movies and TV shows are.
Absolutely.
They have narrative, and they are driven in certain ways, but it's told differently. You spend hours in a game,
and that's the point. It's for TV. It's not like
it's for TV. Right. So spending hours in the game and getting the story, you get the story in a different way.
Right.
You get it through the shooting of the guys, and you're playing Master Chief. So instead of you watching these people, you're getting the intercom, and she's talking to you, and then Cortana pops up, and it's a very different way.
Right.
And I think you can't tell that story that way on TV. It just doesn't make sense.
It won't make sense, right?
It's not engaging. You're not doing anything. Part of it afterwards. So tonight, me and Kolonica are going to go see Uncharted, which changed that for video games.
Okay.
Where they turned video games into movies.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely. That's what's happening.
And Uncharted is a video game movie. So, but before that, when Halo and all that was happening, it's just very different. So I know why they change it. I understand. It only makes sense. I don't know how people feel about the third episode, but I'm fine. I'm ready to watch the next one. I want to see what happens when he goes.
Yeah.
To the...
Don't tell. Spoiler alert. Don't tell.
Yeah. Mom doesn't like spoilers.
Well, it's just like, what's the movie with Ryan Reynolds? My favorite funny guy. The blue guy. What's that one?
Free Guy?
Free Guy.
The one you watched 10 times probably with the boy?
I only watched it twice. So It's like the same thing. They're taking a video game, not a real one necessarily, and making it into a movie.
Well, that's a little different. They're taking a video game aesthetic. It's a story that revolves around the video game. This Halo is more of a. It's the same story in a different medium. It's not this. It's not exactly the same.
I
But I get
know
what you're
it's
saying.
not the
I get what you're
same,
saying.
but it's the same concept.
I didn't know Ryan Reynolds was your favorite funny man. What happened?
What's his other stupid character with the costume?
Deadpool.
Deadpool. That's what happened. Deadpool,
Okay.
right there.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. Deadpool is funny.
He's funny. He's so funny.
You know, he's lucky, Ryan Reynolds, because Deadpool, the character,
Uh-huh.
I've read Deadpool since like the '90s when he was with Cable and all that stuff. And
You're aging yourself. You're aging me. Yeah.
speak up next time.
I said you're aging me more than you.
Anyway,
Okay.
Deadpool wasn't the same character.
I didn't
he
read
is-
that to you in the womb.
Deadpool is not the same character now that he was then. He wasn't this fourth wall breaking joke. I mean, he cracked jokes. He was
Right.
kind of,
Right.
but he was way more serious. I mean, he's a
Oh,
guy
yeah,
with
yeah.
a gun and he's a mercenary. He's in this future that's torn to hell and all this stuff. And then eventually, like, he got a little more fourth wall breaking, and he's kind of a little more like Spider-Man and the jokes and stuff. And he gets a little dirty,
Right.
and then he became a little obscure. So they went more raw and stuff with him. And that's just when Ryan Reynolds got into
Yeah.
being some kind of actor, I guess. And
He is Deadpool.
yeah, I mean, he is. He is exactly what he is in the books for
Right.
the most part. But he's got lucky. The timing is just perfect.
That is
For him.
perfect. Perfect timing. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, the
All right.
timing.
We got a lot of
Really good.
topics, you know.
Yeah, I know. Relax. Don't be a Biko already. It's only 10 minutes.
Who's
You know
gonna
it's
be a
only 10
Biko
minutes.
if he's not here?
It's only 10 minutes now.
Oh, felt like
Okay, we
more.
still got. What about Moon Knight? Did you catch up on Moon Knight?
I only saw the first episode.
Okay, what'd you think?
It's interesting. I like it.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to the next one. Did I miss the second
you've
one?
missed two. If you've only seen one, the third one came out today.
Oh, I have something to do tonight. Yeah. and
What do you think
tomorrow.
about the actor? I saw when they first announced it, people were upset that.
Really?
I think it was more like the ethnic thing. He doesn't like look.
Ah,
I guess how some people want Moon Knight to look, but
What do they want him to look like?
I guess a white guy. But I don't. I've read Moon Knights, but I've seen him mostly in other people's comics, and he's always dressed up. So I don't know if he's a white guy or not.
I didn't notice.
I don't think
really.
it's important for the
Yeah.
character either.
I didn't think it mattered.
But
It wasn't a black guy. I mean, what would have
No,
happened
no.
there? They would have rioted.
well, I honestly couldn't. I could probably tell you he's not black, but I probably couldn't tell you anything outside it.
Well, I didn't think it mattered. I mean, I just thought it was going to be interesting. I couldn't wait for the next episode, but apparently,
Yeah, you did, and you
I
shouldn't
missed
have
it.
because it's out. You missed it.
I think I fell asleep after that. I was watching something else. I try not to
Okay.
watch too many things in succession
Yeah,
because then I get a little addicted. I don't like to do that.
I get what you're saying.
I have a problem. with that.
I like the show. I don't know if I like it as much as everyone else is. I mean, people love it.
It's fun.
They're like it's not Iron Man, Captain America, and it's like a more obscure character. It's more fun. Yeah, it is. It's comedy. It's action. It's mystery. You don't know what's going on.
You don't, and that's the part that's fun.
Yeah, I like the show. I think I've gotten to the point where I really don't like waiting for the next episode of stuff because right now
Uh-huh.
it feels like I don't know. I just want to. I just want to see the next thing.
I think that's why I moved to something else and something else because I'll let those sort of add up,
Add up,
and then
yeah.
I can watch a couple in a row. And
Well, that's like the thing with. We'll get back to Moon Knight, but Severance. You're watching. Did you finish the last episode?
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
I really like this show because I like the whole idea. of it.
Yes.
And it's really quirky and it's really weird. But I think if I had to wait every week for it, I didn't watch it until like they were when we started watching it was maybe 2 weeks ago, so we only had to wait for 2 episodes.
Right.
If I had started watching it when it first came out, I probably wouldn't be, because it's like every episode's a cliffhanger, and then you
And
watch,
it's slow.
yeah, and it's
so
slow. It's really slow.
But it's interesting.
It's got the intrigue.
Right.
But I need it all at once. So, but I really like the show. I like the season finale. It's very tense for me. I'm like, didn't do it.
Yeah.
And
I even like the intro. Sometimes I don't skip the intro. I let them
go with the little
yeah,
3D, yeah.
that's really cool.
It's interesting. It's a funky little intro. I like the show. I like that Severance show.
It's
a lot.
really
the whole idea of it. You just think, what if we really had that in today's world?
Right.
If you're on the if you're listening to the show, like, what is Severance? I don't know. I don't really want to ruin the plot. I mean, if you watch a trailer, they tell you the basis of.
I don't think that's ruining it.
So essentially, people, there's a new technology by a company, and it's a hotly contested, debated technology, which is going through, debates in Senate and Congress and stuff in the show. But it's essentially, this company has the technology to go into your brain and separate the individual's memories.
It's an implant.
It's an implant, and this implant can separate your memories, and it's location based. So when you go into work, everything outside of work disappears. It's gone. You don't remember. Of course, they know how to talk. They remember certain things, but stuff like politics, gone. Things like your family, out of there. So it creates this environment at work, which at the beginning,
it's an employer's environment.
Yeah, it's an employee. Everyone's uppity, happy. They like to work.
You only want to work.
But then, when you think of the implications of that in the show, and I think they show it well. Like, my favorite thing is the camera work. When they go to work, you can see what they do is they pull the lens closer so it distorts, and the faces actually get pushed back and shorter and stubbier, and it kind of makes you feel like they're in the back of their heads now. It's really cool show.
It happens
Severance. It's on Apple Plus, Apple TV.
Apple TV,
right? If you don't have it, wait, I guess, or watch it on something else.
On the other hand,
what?
When they go home, they don't think about work.
Yeah, they don't think about work.
And see, that part was appealing to me.
And until you see what's happening with the people.
Yeah, but that's not spoil everything.
Yeah.
But you don't think about work, which is a bad thing for the movie,
But also,
a good thing in real life.
Think about it. You don't think about work, but also your day is shortened from 24 hours, 16, and you still have to sleep.
That's true.
I mean, you literally have less than half a day to live your life every day. You're skipping out on a lot of hours.
A lot of hours devoted to work. It was really interesting.
But you don't have to think about work, which is nice.
I like it. Yeah,
I like it.
I can't wait for season 2.
And I do like Moon Knight, even though I don't like it as much as everyone else.
Yeah. I like it so far.
Yeah.
Have you seen 2 and 3?
Yeah, I saw 2 and 3.
So you really don't like it that much.
No. I like it. I do. I'm not raving about it like other people.
Okay.
I like out of all the Marvel shows I've been watching and things, this one, it just seems more fun than most of the other ones.
Okay.
You still haven't watched Wanda and Vision or any of the other.
I did watch WandaVision.
You watched the whole thing? What'd you think about it?
It kind of blew my mind.
It was. My expectation is so low for that show.
Yours?
Yeah, I mean,
you kept telling me to watch it. I'm like,
after I saw it, I told you to watch it, and then you watch it. It's like that's kind of like a real.
That was
touching.
Let me tell you how that happened. So I started watching episode 1, and I'm like, this is so bad. Why is he asking me to watch this? And then I said, okay, I couldn't watch it. I think I got through like 5 minutes.
Oh, the first
And when all this
episode,
stuff is flying through the air, I'm like, what is this? It's a Bewitched on steroids or something? I don't want to watch this. So I came back to it probably a couple of months later.
Okay.
And I said, well, you said, Mom, you gotta watch it. It's great. So I watched it, and I'm like, I'm just gonna bite my tongue. And 3 episodes. If it doesn't get good in 3 episodes, I'm out of here.
Okay, you gave it a chance.
So I gave it a chance. It was good. I really enjoyed it. I was shocked.
Out of all the shows that they have, that one, because if you're not into the Marvel movies and stuff, some of them are a lot of the interest in it kind of goes because they're connected. They're all intertwined. But that one, even if you just remember a little bit of the movies, it's enough to know what's happening there.
Oh, I do, because y'all drug me to the movies forever, and
she acts like she didn't like it. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Right. Well, all right. Let's get into the news.
All right.
I wanted to talk about this one at first. I don't know if you got a chance to look. The headline. Also.
Round 1. Fight!
Headline: PlayStation Plus was devastating. Quote, devastating for Oddworld Soulstorm sales, claims creator. So essentially, this headline was popping around a lot today. And especially amongst the what are they called? The Xbox and the Sony ponies or whatever they call them. Xbox fans. So, Game Pass, a lot of times you get stories about, oh, this game was on Game Pass and it helped this game sell or get so much exposure. But in this situation, the PlayStation version, I guess, of Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, where they give free games, the studio head, Lanning, believes the studio missed out on profits due to the unexpected popularity of the game, which is very different from the normal story. Usually it's like, we've got this game coming out, we haven't done much advertising.
Right.
We've basically sold it to Xbox to put it out on Game Pass.
Right.
And they'll advertise for it.
Right.
And all of their people download it, and that'll get our name out there. In this case, the same thing happened.
Except
they expected 500,000 downloads.
not even that much.
Yeah.
Maybe about 50 to 100,000.
And
they got
instead,
4 million?
Yeah, 4 million downloads. So a lot of the companies expect the downloads like this to get exposure to the game, to get reviews out for people to look at it, and then afterwards people go buy it. Didn't happen. I think. Well, what do you think? Do you think this is a good thing, bad thing? Do you think it makes Sony's program look bad? Do you think it's?
I think it's a good thing, and I'm going to tell you why. Right?
Okay.
Because initially I'm like, whoa, he got railroaded, right? Because he was only expected a few 100,000 or less, and it turns out to be so many more. But he needed that deal with Sony in order to finish the game, to make the game better. So it's either, do you
take another 2 years and have more debt to do this?
Absolutely.
Or do you take the money and get the support?
Right. And I think he did what was best. He still sold 7 million later. I mean, it's not like he didn't sell any more after that. That's a greed factor to me. He still made tons of money off of it. So,
it's not a he. He's part of the studio. It's a small studio.
They still made tons of money off of it.
Yeah.
7 million? That's a lot.
But making video games today is very expensive. They go into debt to do it.
So listen to this. If he didn't do it, how much would he have sold? Nothing. He wouldn't have been able to finish it. So, sometimes you have to rob Peter to pay Paul. And that's kind of what happened here. So, he should just, they shouldn't be so excited, and learn how to fund their game creations so they don't have to do that.
Well, I think the 7 million you're talking about is about another game. They showed like this game instead. What was it? Fall Guys.
Right.
The game you saw Biko and Haley playing on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game, Fall Guys. It was on PlayStation Plus, came out for free, and it ended up selling 7 million afterwards on PC and everything else. I think part of the problem here for Oddworld is that. So most people think, okay, get it out free on PlayStation. Everybody's going to talk about how cool and good it is. We'll get lots of downloads. It'll stop being free. People from PlayStation will buy it, but also people on PC will hear it's a good game and buy it. And people on Xbox. I think the issue is Oddworld is kind of like an old school type of game. People younger than probably people Biko's age, gamers his age, don't remember this series. He does, but people his age probably don't remember this series. And a lot of people who like games like that are on PlayStation already. So they downloaded it. But the Xbox people, not so much. And the PC people, not so much.
Right.
So I think it just didn't work out. But that is the gamble, you know?
It's a gamble, but it's not as if they gave it to them to release. They still paid them.
Right,
they were
got
paid. So, that's a negotiation deal there. If they made a good negotiation, they still ended up okay.
Yeah, I agree. It's I don't think he did the interview to say that it was like a horrible thing. It's bad for him.
Devastating is a big word. It's like me and my horrific.
It's kind of like selling your stocks too early.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still got the money, but if you waited a day,
oops.
if you waited a day, you'd be a billionaire.
Yeah.
So
in his case, if he had waited, wouldn't be a game yet.
Well, yeah, you might be right.
Round 2.
Number 2.
Fight.
So China,
Okay. We went there.
has started approving
Okay.
the development and sale rather of games in China again. So I think for the past year, almost maybe 8-10 months or something.
Just like
Yeah, China said, "Nuh-uh, games out again." That's the third time in I think it was like 6 years or something. There were no games at all. It came back and then they did it again for 8 months here. They approved new titles after 8 months long freeze, and their shares went up and all those things. What do you think about that? Being a mom who wants to ban games.
I love it. I wanted to know if I could have moved to China years ago. I would have saved so much money. And I mean, I like that they even banned the kids under 18 from playing
on the weekdays
more than 3 hours or hour and a half during the week.
No. I think on the weekdays nothing, and on the weekend you can play a little bit.
Yeah,
but I think that. I mean, I don't like the government doing that.
I don't care.
That's.
I mean, they have Big Daddy. We have Big Brother. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, but it's one thing to be watched all the time. Like my FBI agent, cool guy, right? But it's another thing to be told what hobbies you can and can't have. That's a little weird for me.
Well, I mean, okay.
And then
But what if your hobbies are a little different? They tell people they can't have different hobbies.
What kind of hobbies are you talking about,
I don't want
Mom?
to talk about
No. Go ahead. What hobbies are you You said you want an interesting podcast. What kind of hobbies are you talking about?
Well, there are people who are into things that are a little bit strange to others.
Oh, okay, so example. Uh-huh.
Okay, so cannibals.
That's
I mean, some people like the taste of meat, and it's a different kind of meat.
That's not a hobby.
And they ban that.
That's
it's not legal.
That's okay. First of all, that's a very Japanese thing to say because dietary habits are not hobbies; they just diet.
I think it's a hobby. You think those people eat human flesh every day? Well, they do not eat it to live. They eat it as a treat.
Yeah, but
It's like
you
a
know
fetish.
that is like a psychological thing, right? Like
Yeah.
we know, we study that people who live in societies where you can't eat meat or can't eat humans, when they eat humans, it gives them a euphoria for doing it.
What happens when you play your video games? Case
Case
closed.
First of all, I don't have a euphoria when I play games. I
Yes,
just
you
have a
do.
good time.
You just see your
And
face.
Second of all, okay. Second of all,
I see your face.
Second of all, I'm not harming another human. I'm not eating a person.
What are you
Okay?
doing? You're killing, crushing,
Data,
stabbing.
data.
Yeah, on
It's
the
literally,
screen,
it's
it's
literally
data.
your imagination to a screen.
It's cannibals' imagination.
No,
that this is-
imagining eating a person is not the same as eating a person.
well, it usually starts there.
Oh, come on.
Okay, it does. Yeah.
What other? Any other hobbies? That's not a hobby, by the way. It's dietary. Any other hobbies?
Not right off the top of my
Okay,
head.
so I don't think I don't. So the thing is, they didn't just ban video games when they did this. They banned like haircuts that aren't manly enough. They banned anyone that look kind of gay. If they're like as a celebrity, right? The
How
more,
do you look kind of gay? What does that mean?
especially when you talk about Chinese celebrities. I don't know, but no, like you've seen like the K-pop bands, right?
Right.
They kind of they're masculine, but they have like a feminine, like androgynous kind of look to them, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's illegal in China. Like there's with the same there was the same time as the ban.
But they
Like,
don't like. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone.
So
So they're
there's-
banned in China. They can't
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
to
I don't know if they
perform.
I don't know if they can perform or not, but I know Chinese artists, if they look like that, they're gonna get fined and thrown in jail. They can't do that, and you can't distribute that music or.
I wonder who
those-
determines if they are gay looking.
If you don't look like a boring Chinese person, I guess then that.
So
that's
it's
it.
more boring. They want you to look boring.
No, it's if you. I'll find the article. I'll
But
send it to you later.
actors, I mean, actors, they put makeup on, you know,
Yeah.
they look a different way. They
Yeah.
look perfect and, you know,
Can't look too
porcelain. And
You can't
but
do
that's
that.
what actors do. That's what
not,
Chinese actors.
not men
and-
actors now.
Oh, come on.
That's what they went after. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll show you the article about it. But yeah, they're like none of that.
That's not
They feel like it's destroying the culture.
too late. I don't know what that means.
Oh,
Destroying the culture.
I mean it's their culture. Number 3.
What is it? 3! Yeah, that's a magic number.
Oops. Okay, so this one's exciting.
Okay.
There are expected delays for Sony's VR, PlayStation VR 2 release. So it looks like we're not going to get it this year, but it'll be 2023 instead.
Now this
Looks-
goes with the PS5.
Yes.
I'm
Uh,
bummed.
Are you?
Yeah, because I really wanted to get some virtual stuff, you know? Since I have been like locked up, locked in, locked down due to the pandemic, you know, I think that helps. Just to have some fun stuff like that.
I mean, VR stuff like sales did rise a lot during the
Right.
pandemic.
Yeah.
You stay home and
Because you
make it
trick
safe.
your little brain to think, I went somewhere, I did something.
Right. And the PlayStation version is maybe the most simple. I don't know about the VR 2. I think it's going to be a little upgraded, but the original VR headset for PlayStation is just more simple. It's like you don't need to put cameras in all the corners. You don't need to. You just have the camera on the PlayStation or in the,
Oh, and that's
under
it.
the TV. You have your controls that are automatically mapped, and you go in there and do
That's cool. That
Yeah.
might make me get a PlayStation 5.
it. Maybe. So the
Doubtful.
VR 2 is gonna. It looks like it's gonna be delayed mostly because of shipping costs
Supply chain.
and supply chains, which makes sense. It's kind of the deal these days. I'm looking forward to VR, but like I didn't buy the last one. I don't have time.
Yeah.
I wish I did. You know, it'd be cool to sit in the VR and watch a movie or play one of some of the VR games. Most of them are horror games,
Right.
Because it's just that's much scarier when you're locked in
I
there
will not be watching those.
playing.
I won't be playing those either.
Yeah, you will.
No.
That's one of the first things you're gonna get you.
Why?
Huh?
It's like me riding a roller coaster or something. That's
Yeah.
dangerous for my health to think
Why?
something like that's real.
Why is it date?
I could have a heart attack or something.
You'll be okay. I do worry about. You've seen the videos of the old people with I'm not saying you're old. I'm not saying you're old.
Yeah. What was that?
It's the videos with the people they're in the VR and they haven't disconnected their body from reality, and then they're really running.
I
through
saw that. I'm an idiot.
Oh,
I don't
boy.
think I'll do that.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I think you will. It's gonna be funny, but you're gonna like something like karaoke in there.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
All right. So another Sony story here. Got a lot of Sony today.
Okay.
So we had big investment into Epic. Sony invested $1 billion into Epic. I think also it wasn't just Sony. I think it was Sega as well. I don't remember. There's $2 billion came in total. Sony and someone else. The whole point of this investment. So as we talked about last week, I think Unreal 5 is out. The big new engine. I think it's impressive. It's a thing we saw with the Matrix
Right.
game on. And also, I think they're going into metaverse and movies and all of this stuff.
Good.
But some people are upset
Why?
because recently Microsoft has been investing billions
Okay.
into other game studios. They bought like the biggest publisher in video games last year or early this year,
Mhm.
January. But Sony's bought some smaller things, and of course, Sony doesn't have as much money as Microsoft. Microsoft is like but instead they've spent $1 billion investing
Right.
in Epic and their technology. Some people don't like that. What do you think? Do you think it's more important for a company that makes the PlayStation 5 and these games to invest in more games, or do you think, as a giant company that's not just video games, it is
You
a
mean
good investment?
Sony?
Sony, yeah.
That they should do what? What's the other option?
Invest that money into actual direct game studios, buying them.
Buying the
Yes.
studios, acquiring them? Well, no, because that goes into monopolizing things. I think they should just invest in gaming. Just get the games built. I don't think they should have to buy the studios. I think those companies should remain independent.
Okay, I agree for the most part. I think I don't know about the metaverse. I mean, I know about the metaverse. Okay, I got.
Of course you do.
Okay, but I don't know if it's going to be what everyone says it's going to be. I know it's like the NFT thing.
Okay.
No one knows what they're talking about when they talk about NFTs. Half the guys who are always talking about NFTs don't understand NFTs. Almost everyone who says they hate NFTs, they don't understand NFTs. So it's like metaverse to me kind of feels like the same thing. I do think it's gonna whenever it is out there, I think it's gonna be out there and it's gonna be a thing. I don't know if it's gonna be as big of a cultural staple as Facebook was or Twitter is. I don't know if it's going to be something that just fades away in a few years. But $1 billion into it, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
I think there's
They want to
Potentially.
monopolize. It's sort of like Pixar, right? Not in terms of buying up everything and all that, but they want to have like the best, I mean, there's always animation and Walt Disney and all that, but then Walt Disney acquired Pixar they wanted the best and the crisp and perfect animation, And I think Sony, I don't know why I'm saying Sony.
Huang Sun. Have you seen
Yesterday, my life.
Putney Swope yet?
Who?
Putney Swope, the movie I told you, Robert Downey Sr. One of his movies.
No, I have not.
I keep telling you, watch this. A guy named Sony from Sony One. He's got these little firecrackers. And he comes to the office because they want to do an ad for Sony.
Right.
And he's got this long hair, got a Fu Manchu mustache, and he's got these little firecrackers. It's the most racist thing.
Oh.
And when they talk to him, he just throws them on the ground and jumps and it's horrible.
Okay.
It's so funny. You gotta watch Putney Swope. It's hilarious.
Well,
It's so racist. It's so
oh, I can't wait.
Anyway, what
But
were
I
you
think
saying?
Sony wants to do the same thing. In other words, they want to have command of the best, most luxuriously built games, and they want to own those companies that do it.
Well, that's the thing. They make their own games with the companies they have. I don't think they need to buy lots of.
Yeah, I think they should be independent.
You had a story about NFTs or something?
No, I heard a story about it, and it
tell us
just doesn't. No, it's not a good.
It's about
story.
monkeys?
No, it's not. No,
Not about monkeys?
it's not about monkeys.
Hippos?
It's not even animals. No. Yeah. No, let's go to another story. No
right.
NFTs. No.
And that was Mom's NFT coordinator.
That's it.
Great story there.
Thank you.
So this one, we were hoping Biko would be on today because it's a journalist one.
Right.
This one, I think, the next one too.
His specialty. Yeah.
So IGN made a post saying, a hiring post essentially.
Right.
Like, hey, we're hiring. We're looking to pay $20 an article. A little more if you source it yourself and it's some investigative reporting. So essentially $20 for any article you read, all the clickbait stuff you watch, right? $20 for someone to make it.
They sent that to junior high schools, right? Not to serious journalists.
No, they sent that to serious journal. They posted that on Twitter like an ad, like right. And so people have been flipping out about this. Like, A, that pay is way too little
Absolutely.
for any job. B,
It's not even $20 an hour. It's an article.
it's an article, right? Yeah. Well, here's the thing for me. I already knew they paid so low because I tried to write for IGN before. I was in their little forums and stuff and all. I know they don't pay anything. B, it's the day of the internet. All of these websites are kind of like this, especially the journalism ones. And hearing from Biko enough, they don't pay nothing, right, to do this stuff. And C, also why I don't complain about these articles that have these real clickbaity titles and very little research and stuff. They should do better than they do. Absolutely.
Right.
But I know this $20 an article thing's been going on for years.
Right.
And if for $20, what do you want someone to do? Like, they're not going to write this. It's going to be clickbait. It's going to be something they found somewhere else. We haven't posted it here. It's going to be copy paste. Absolutely.
Well, you get what you pay for. They don't want anything great.
Well, it's not just get what you pay for.
They
I don't
just want something.
I don't think they can afford more than that. IGN is a video game journalistic thing, right? They have a website. It's a big website. They cover all the consoles and all the games and PC, all this stuff. They have video content. But that content is just not where people get their news. Not like if somebody went to IGN, it's probably because they saw something on Twitter or Facebook. They don't go to IGN, right? People turn off their ad blockers. I mean, these businesses are really struggling to be what they are. And even if you spent the time, because you look at outlets that do spend the time to write these articles that are maybe more in depth and more well written, like your GameStops or not GameStop. It is GameStop now, Game Informer.
Informer, right?
Or some other places.
Right.
There's no return. You get the same thing. People don't finish articles. They only like to read headlines.
They skim.
The only time people talk about your articles now are when there is some, inflammatory thing or some really too far left or too far right thing. So it's kind of like
words are meaningless.
you
So
get what you pay for, but you also get what you pay for. I mean, we let this happen.
Absolutely.
So, I don't feel
Free speech. It's free. Oh, they pay $20.
okay. So I want everyone to know I'm happy we can see this on camera now, and everyone can see how proud she was of that. I don't know. Would you call it a joke?
It was a good one. Free speech. They don't want to pay for it.
Tell it one more time, Bob.
Free speech. Not paying for it. They could just go to Twitter and get it.
Okay. But I'm not surprised at the rates or anything. But also related to this, so you read this article. I didn't give. Oh no, did I not put the article here?
Who works out in 6 minutes? You won't even get
Where's? Oh, here it is.
not even a mouse
It's
on
like,
a
where's the
wheel.
article from New York Times? This is related, but I don't think I explained to you why I put this here. You just read it. It's the New York Times Elden Ring
Right.
opinion piece. What were your thoughts on this?
I got a little lost because they kept talking about the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what does that have to do with Elden?
Well, his idea, his whole thing is Elden Ring is popular because we relate to the difficulty in this game and how it gets harder, and how we try and we get better, but the game still gets harder, and we think we've gotten to a point where we succeeded, but then it gets harder again. He says that's the reason the game is successful today is because of the pandemic.
And if it weren't for the pandemic, it wouldn't
If it weren't for
as
the pandemic, it
successful.
wouldn't be successful.
And I think he just didn't know what to write, so he was getting paid more than $20 an article.
he definitely got paid more than $20. His name is Brian Chen, right? He got paid more than $20.
Yeah. So
I think
he had
the
to come
issue-
up with something.
Well, I think the issue is New York Times. They should not. I mean, even look at this. If you look at the tags on this, it's business, tech, lifestyle, hobbies. Yeah, business, tech, lifestyle, hobbies, personal technology. They need to just make a video game section and have people who know about video games talk about video games.
Right.
Because this is clearly someone who played some Elden Ring
Right.
and did not get very far
Yeah.
in Elden Ring.
And
And
he got killed right there.
well, not just that, he has lots of misconceptions.
Right.
Like the whole thing where he says, let's see, he says it's not a crowd pleaser
Right.
because you die so much. And I'm sorry, I'm looking for the quote here.
I like where he said in years.
He says it's difficult to imagine Elden Ring having this sort of cultural cachet in any other era.
Right. That's insane.
This has been the most anticipated game for like 3 years. The most anticipated. Somebody took video footage of this from a phone from 2011 and uploaded it as a JPEG onto Reddit one day, and that was like the most watched video
Really?
for like 2 days. Like everybody and it's just like 30 seconds of nothing.
See, I wish I could find my video of that game I want to play.
Yeah, me too.
But you can tell it's like you said, it's the focus is blurred. It's not
Yeah,
about
it's like
video games.
like someone told him, "Hey, make an article about this."
yeah, it's popular.
and
he's like, "What?"
pandemic.
Do what?
Yeah, it's just
But he did say something interesting about you can cheese it with a cheap trick to get rid of the what is that character? Rodan.
Radon.
Excuse me. And I want to get that. I want to get to Radon.
Yeah,
I wanna-
Radon's a great
I
fight.
want to do the cheesy trick.
I don't know what cheesy trick. I know he mentioned cheese,
Yeah, he says that Rodon will
Uh-huh.
jump up in the air and just like smash everybody, right?
but so it's. I'm gonna explain what happens.
Oh.
You're not gonna remember when you get to it, so it's still gonna be
See,
amazing.
I'm reading his article.
So
He
a
doesn't.
part of Radon is he's kind of earlier before Elden Ring. The game starts. The city in the sky fell. Okay.
Okay.
But also what came with it were these meteorites from space.
Okay.
And Radon is in some way holding them up from falling to the ground. So in some parts of the game, you'll see where some fell and there are people mining them. But for the most part, you don't see any. You're like, okay, well, where are these meteorites?
Is he
right?
just standing somewhere holding them?
He's kind of is.
Okay.
And then during the fight, if you're fighting him well, he decides to he let them go, and he rides his horse and like brings them all down on you.
Oh.
And that's the part the guy's talking about. I don't know why you cheese that.
Well, he says the guy can. Well, I went into the cheese part. He said if you can get him to jump into the water,
right? Yeah, you can. Yeah,
he
he'll
dies.
die.
Yeah,
that's true. You can do that. I've seen that.
I'm gonna get him to jump in the water.
That's a fun one to try. You can definitely try
if I can get to him. Yeah.
But I think they should. Video games are billions of dollars industry.
Yeah.
They should have someone writing about it. I mean, if you click his name, you see everything is written. This is not his
It's
thing.
not his thing.
It's not his thing.
Do they have anyone?
No.
Okay. You
But
want a new
it's also
job?
it's also part of the IGN problem we talked about before.
Right. They don't.
If
wanna
they
pay.
did get someone who knew and they were a great writer, a
Right.
good writer, and they wrote pieces the way New York Times writes pieces, right? Because we're not just talking about game news; we're talking about like game opinion pieces.
Right.
And stuff. If they did that, nobody would care. People
wouldn't care.
Some people would read it and say, that's a good article, and they'll share it, and it'll be a thing,
Right.
but it's not going to get as many, what the living Sam?
It's not me.
It's still going. Oh, it's my phone.
Yes. You wanted to blame the mom on that one.
Well, you've got the phone.
Well,
It's okay. The mic's not picking it up. so-
okay. It'll stop at some point.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, they might write a great article. Somebody might make a YouTube video about it and how the insights or something like that.
All right.
But it's never going to get as many clicks as the Kotaku article that says that Mario's mustache is racist because it's not representative of real Italians and that somebody somewhere is a Nazi. Even though people hate those articles, that's what gets the engagement. That's what gets the click and all the comments, people yelling at each other, and all the retweets on Twitter. That's what's gonna get. I've never seen a Game Informer article go like bazonk crazy on Twitter or
Right.
Facebook.
They're actually talking about the game. Biko, if you're listening, New York Times, they need you. You're an excellent writer, and you're a gamer. Go for it.
Gamer, not with a Y.
Not gamey.
It's a joke. This is gaming convention.
Yeah.
Called Gamers,
Okay.
but they're gay, and it's spelled with a Y. And I at some point in the earlier podcast, I made a joke that like it might be very confusing because people aren't gay go
Right.
thinking it's just like a regular convention. Well, it's not
so
saying
you
a gay.
can't go?
No, you can go,
Okay.
but then if you were to go expecting a conventional gaming convention with nerds dressing up, instead you see lots of bulge and short shorts and colorful stuff. It's
That's
pretty funny.
dressing up?
It's pretty funny to think about. This is funny. The gamers with a Y. It's like GA.
Well, let me ask you
parentheses
this.
Y
Do you know
mers.
much about that? Because I'm curious.
Much about what? Gamers? Or
Gamers with a Y. Why? What is that? What?
Well, it's just
Is that
subcommunity.
needed? Are they like not accepted in the regular gaming world?
I would say today it's probably not as needed as before.
Okay.
But like it's in Xbox Live days, okay? I'm not talking about these days. I'm talking about Xbox Live days. The time between 2006 and maybe 2006 and 2012 or 13. It was rough out there.
But what's the difference? What are they doing different from any gamer?
You know how people get mad at like Quentin Tarantino movies because they have the N-word in them a lot?
Yeah.
Right, I've been called the N-word on Xbox Live more in one day
So-
than any Quentin Tarantino movie. Roots, anything, any film, put them all together, ain't nothing compared to Xbox. Xbox Live is like used to be. It's not. I don't know about today.
So
It's probably
did
not.
you have they started blamers for black gamers?
It's not. It doesn't catch as much.
Oh.
I'm sure there's a black gamer convention or something. It's kind of, but it is weird. I agree. But there are always these sub things. I think it's more. I think the gamers thing was more for if you're gay and you play games,
Okay.
and someone you're talking to or chatting with, like as soon as someone finds out you're black, it's coming. The Frankenstein N-word, all this stuff, it's coming. As soon as somebody online finds out you're a woman, it's coming.
Really?
As soon as someone finds out you're gay, it's coming. It's coming and it's coming hard.
Is it because they're American?
No, it's not just Americans. I mean, I'm sure a lot of it has to do with.
I mean, that's awful.
It's awful, but that's how it used to be. I mean, that's just how it used to be.
Wow.
If you play online, you won't even. I would never pick the black character because that gives you away.
Oh, that's so sad.
It gives you away. You're just asking for it at that point. No, you go pick the whitest man you can find, blue eyes with nice fingernails. Pick that guy.
Gaming is racist.
Gaming isn't racist.
It's sexist.
But, okay, you have to understand gaming. When we look at internet, like the coming up of the internet and gaming,
Right.
Gaming is one of the one of the biggest communities in that, and grew with it, and a lot of the things that we like memes and stuff comes from the internet, right? And also anonymity. And anonymity, when you have especially lots of young people.
Right.
You can do and say anything, even if you don't really believe. You can do and say anything. You can be anybody. You can say anything.
So you
Nobody's
choose
going
to
punish
be
you.
racist and anti-gay. And
Well, think about it. If you're a white 12, 13-year-old guy, what are things you can't do?
say the N-word.
Yeah. So now you can say it and never get. Of course, they're gonna say it. I mean, it's literally what it is.
It's like I'm here to do everything I'm not
I'm here to
supposed
do.
to
I'm
do.
gonna say everything. I'm gonna everyone all the time. I mean, that's what the internet was. It kind of still is today.
The wild,
but
wild
today,
internet.
it's more everyone's there, so there's a little more accountability because somebody can find out who you are.
Okay.
A little bit, but yeah, that's how it was. So back then, gamers with a Y was
Yeah.
probably more useful. Today, maybe not so much, but I don't know. Maybe
Yeah. I thought it was all fun and games.
fun and gays. You knew it was coming.
Games. Yeah, I didn't think people were vicious and mean.
Online? Oh,
Well, I guess anytime people are online and anonymous, like you say, they can do whatever. But I didn't think with the gaming, I thought it was just fun. We're playing games, we're battling each other, calling each other bad names like MF, not
well,
so much.
like there's a certain kind of millennial, like the ones my age who experience that stuff a lot, who are very different from the millennial that is Biko's age, and that's not that much time difference.
No.
But by the time he was in there, that was really calming down.
Oh, good.
I mean, he was playing online and stuff too,
Right.
but a lot of that stuff is probably back deep in his brain in some way. He's been playing games since I've been playing games.
Yeah, that group is different. They're very different.
Yeah, sensitive, not sensitive.
Yes,
they're
they
more,
are. They're sensitive to others,
They're
and
empathetic.
they're sensitive to others and to themselves. Very sensitive.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But
Nothing
yeah,
wrong with that. I
it
think
was
it's
a
a good
different.
thing to
It was a
be
different time.
Somewhat sensitive. Yeah. Sensitive is good. Insensitive is not.
Well, hey, but yeah, true. But there are always going to be these subgroups and stuff. Like I was talking to Sleestack the other day about it's his first time hearing BIPOC. Have you heard that?
No.
BIPOC.
No.
Yeah, good. So you also are this person who's not online and your life isn't lived there.
Right.
Very different worlds. Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, life and real life.
Right.
Very different. So what do you think BIPOC stands for? It's a racial thing. You have white people and you have BIPOCs.
BIPOC.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Black indigenous people of color. And blacks and indigenous and peoples of color. Because it's either one or two things, right? Some white person came up with some other thing that they thought would make them look cool with black people, or like I made this term up, or black people just really don't want to be included with Asians or something. Because why? What happened is just people. Okay, I get it. People of color means not white. Fine, whatever.
Okay.
But then why do you have to have blacks and indigenous, and then peoples of color. It's like you're trying to separate the blacks
Oh
from
my
and the
gosh.
indigenous from what peoples of color? It's got to be
I
Asians,
fit
right?
into a category I've never heard of. Okay.
Which one are you?
BIPOC.
No, don't ever say it.
What? I can't say it?
Saying it literally means you're like empty in the head. You just
So
don't
you
know.
just said it.
I'm teaching you.
Oh. You didn't teach me to never say it until now.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, don't
After
say
I
it.
said it.
Don't say it.
Oh.
Just say minorities.
I wouldn't say any of that anyway.
Well, if you're in a conversation and you're talking about minorities, don't say BIPOC.
I would never say that.
Yeah,
You
say
asked which one I
minorities.
am.
Oh, which one are you?
I'm black. I'm indigenous. And I'm a person of color.
You're indigenous to where?
I'm indigenous to right here.
Yeah, it's that part gets me too. Like I know they mean Native Americans, but I've been here a while.
We've all been here a while.
I've been here a while.
We've all been here a while, but
Yeah, don't say it. But that's part of like.
I would
it's just
never say
insane.
that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, well.
Jeez, like gamers. Come on.
Well, gamers is cool.
Okay,
it's funny.
so gay people are happy with that.
They made it.
Okay, so
They made
gamers.
they made the
gamers.
convention.
Okay.
It's just confusing if you go to the gamer convention and don't recognize the Y.
I think that's hilarious.
No, not 6. I said 7. Nobody's coming up with 6. Who works out in 6 minutes? You won't even get your heart going, not even a mouse on a wheel.
Kingdom Hearts 4 is coming. And I'm gonna kind of give you some background here.
Yeah, because that was not an interesting read
Yeah.
for me.
Okay. So Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 came out PlayStation 2 time, right? This is a while ago. This is like 2001, 2002.
I'm gonna sit here and look really interested. Go ahead.
And it was a very captivating game because it's a game where Square Enix created it, right? And they make Japanese stuff, but they partnered with Disney. And it's a game where they threw together Lion King, what's something else Disney? Toy Story, Star Wars, all these Disney properties into a game where you're a character who goes through all these different worlds and they all exist at the same time. And it was a big game. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, super giant games. And then for like 20 years we didn't get another one. And then we got another one. You should. Okay, you can't see her face. Okay, good. And it took like 20 years to get another one, Kingdom Hearts 3. And everyone was excited for this game to come out because they've been waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3. There were little side story games on the mobile, but there was no like console Kingdom Hearts until Kingdom Hearts 3. It releases, everybody's disappointed.
That's what I read. Yeah.
Everybody's disappointed because they forgot. There are lots of things. One, this is a Japanese company. Okay, the way they make video games, it changes very slowly. Okay, if however you imagine Kingdom Hearts being nostalgia, right? It's gonna make it look it's rose-colored glasses, right? You went back and played them now; they're a little different, but it's mostly nostalgia.
Okay.
But the new game it's just the old game again, right? Like there aren't enough systems change. There aren't enough. There's not a lot of innovation. It's the same. Bash the button, hit the thing. Number 2, Disney is a different beast. What Disney allows and won't allow.
Oh yeah.
That's very different from when Disney's always been big, but now Disney is like
Everywhere.
it's everywhere, right? And they're very protective. 3, Kingdom Hearts games were very appealing to us because we were kids.
And how long did they take between like 2 and 3 and 3 and 4? 'Cause it sounds like a long time.
Very long time.
Yeah. Because it's telling you to think back when you were a kid. I mean,
Kingdom Hearts 3 released in 2019.
oh, jeez. I guess that's a long time in gaming.
Kingdom Hearts 2 released in 2005.
Ooh, yeah. That's a long time.
That's a long time. So there's a big difference between what you thought Kingdom Hearts was and what Kingdom Hearts actually is. And then this third game coming out, a lot of people were disappointed. The story, they're like, it doesn't make sense. The story's never made sense.
Oh.
That's one thing. I like playing Kingdom Hearts. I thought it was fun. It feels good. But the story to me was like, what is happening? Goofy and Donald and Mickey, and what did they do? Why is it? And who's these people? It doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
It's fun and it's cool to see Donald hitting the sword. It's real fun. It doesn't make sense. It's silly. It's like they have dreams, they wake up, they write it down, and they're like, gotta put it in the game. It's ridiculous, right? I think people just remember these games as something that they weren't. Right. And then they got number 3, and it was exactly what it was before, but now they're adults. And
There's no fun anymore. Not the same.
Right. So 4 is coming out. 4 was announced this week.
So what do you think is going to happen with 4?
They've changed everything. So before it used to look more cartoon. The main character, and did you watch the video or a little bit of the main character in the games has these long, like 3 feet long shoes, and it's very Disney-like. Now it's realistic. He's in a city like Tokyo.
Oh, good.
It's like the characters like have skin texture and things like it's very different. I think they realized, Square, that they messed up. They didn't innovate on the game and what it was, and they didn't make a game for the people who were alive then. They should have made a game for the adults that people are now, and they didn't do that. So I'm excited for it.
But they can get a whole new generation, of kids.
You can, but it's very different because kids today don't play games the same way kids when my age did it. Even people were playing games before I was born, like Mario and stuff. Like those are very different from when I was playing. Pong is very different, right? And today, the kind of game when I was a kid, I was playing Metal Gear Solid,
Galactica. What is that?
Yeah, Galactica, and where you shoot the bugs come. And
those were games. Pac-Man.
Hey, that's your stuff.
Those were
right?
games. Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was playing Kingdom Hearts. I was playing
Pac-Man.
I played Pac-Man and Mario, but I was playing like games that came out. Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah.
It's a political stealth game where you do all this stuff. I'm playing Resident Evil.
Yeah.
A horror, like it's these narrative driven, like really long game. Today, kids play Roblox. Do you even know what Roblox is?
I think I do.
What's Roblox?
It's the little things that connect.
Yeah, but it's a game.
And they play that like Tetris almost?
Roblox.
Yeah. Isn't that like a Tetris kind
of game? It's a video game. And it looks like trash, but kids love it. It's like the #1 game in the world. Minecraft. You've seen Minecraft. Everything's a block.
Yeah.
Minecraft. Look at this.
There's not a lot of thinking going on there.
Look at this. This is Minecraft.
Oh.
Everything's a block. And you use the blocks to build stuff, and like I get these. It's not the problem that the game exists, and it's that these games are like this is what the kids are playing. Fortnite is what the teenagers are in,
right?
The free, so it's very different. I don't know if Square, a Japanese company, can make the kind of game to draw kids in to play those kind. The games they make. They have to be for the older audience, if it's Kingdom Hearts or something, or they start over with a brand new thing. I don't think they can grab young people with Kingdom Hearts.
What about that game that Biko and Haley play?
Fall Guys.
Yeah, do they play those, the kids?
Some kids do, but...
Is it too challenging?
There's not enough... No, I think it's a different... Kids today, when they play, like, young kids, and when I'm talking young kids... I'm going to say 16 and younger, right? You can tell they're looking for lots of customization and expression. Fortnite has. It's the one where Carlton from Fresh Prince sued the video game because they had his dance in there.
Right.
Right. That's Fortnite. They need expression. They need to be able to build stuff. They need to be able to get in with their friends. They need to be able to be racist. They need to be able to have their own servers. They need there's a whole lot of ownership of what you have in games for young kids.
Mine.
What was
mine?
maybe what was the question you asked? I was talking too much. Maybe Biko's right.
About what?
Me talking too much. What was
You
the
do.
what was
It's okay. It's a show. You're supposed to talk.
I was responding to something, and
I was
don't
asking
know.
about kids and what they play, and you were just demonstrating, showing me what they play.
But you said, "What about something?" And I said,
The running game that Haley.
Fall Guys."
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys isn't that creative. You can change a hat and change a color.
Yeah.
It's more competitive and fun and party game like.
Do the young
but
kids like the competitiveness?
young kids like competitive stuff, but the other things around it are what draws people. It's not just being competitive. If it were just being competitive, everybody would play Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. It's not just about that. It's about the ownership of stuff. Like, this is my guy. This is my way to play. This is my building. I can do stupid stuff. I can 360 shoot this guy memes, record that. You know, it's just this very different stuff. Fall Guys is for older people.
Okay.
It's for people my age, your age. It's very straightforward. This is what you do.
I can't play
this
that
is the
game.
goal.
I just
Here's
laugh the
everyone.
whole time.
But that's who it's for. That's who
Yeah.
the entertainment is for. You know?
Okay. It's funny. Cute.
Yeah, I guess. Yes, it is. Anyway, that's what the kids are into. I'm looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 4. I hope it's better than 3. I didn't really play 3. I have 3. Haven't played it yet. But I hope it's better. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about? You didn't add anything to the list this time.
This going back to work business is really just making me a poop deck pappy.
Do you say you wish COVID would come back?
No, I just appreciate working at home. I do.
It's different.
It's different, and I realize going back to the office that I work more at home. It's not a bad thing, because I know when to stop. I mean, I get to a stopping point, I stop, but I could work a 12-hour day easy, but I can also go to the kitchen and make a sandwich, or I could walk outside and get some fresh air in my pajamas. I don't wear my pajamas anymore. I've graduated from that. But in my flip-flops or,
Yeah.
and
My white tee.
yeah, and only comb my hair when I want, keep it under my bonnet. But going to work is like, you have an hour and a half. You have to get ready. You have to drive. You have to fight the traffic. And you're already stressed.
It feels like those things that they used to make you do when you have to go to like a meeting or something with people you don't know. And something like, why do I have to be here? Now that's what regular work feels like.
Yes, it does. And I never thought I would feel that way. But after having gone back over the last couple of weeks, it's, I don't know. But I don't work as long because I get there like half an hour later than I would start, just pulling up to
getting
that
up
desk,
there.
right? And then I leave about an hour and a half before I would stop at home because I have to fight traffic getting back home.
Well, that's the opposite. If I have to go back, it's going to be horrible. If I have to start work at 6.
Yeah. You have to leave
I
the house
gotta
at like
leave.
4:30.
I got to leave here just because that highway, that's where everyone dies, right? That's the crash one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then getting home, that means if I finish at 5 or whatever, I'm not going to get home till 7, 7:30. It's gonna be
You
horrible.
made Severance. It's time to.
Yeah, see, and because then if I were to sever myself, right, my life would be 2 hours of driving to work, and then immediately 2 hours driving back home, right? Because I would forget all the work stuff, and then it'd just be 4 hours of driving.
I meant from the job.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Severance.
Oh, you mean quitting?
Yes.
Oh, okay. No, whatever.
Time to move on.
What a joke.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Hey, there's jobs. It's a busy world now.
All right. Well, we have to think about a giveaway. I bought this thing that I
Oh.
think people would like.
What is it?
I'm gonna tell.
Oh, it's a surprise giveaway.
Well, here's the thing. If I tell what it is, right? It's not amazing.
Well, okay.
It's not amazing.
Okay.
And if I tell how not amazing it is, people might just not want to participate in whatever the giveaway might
Well,
be.
I think you just did
So
that.
instead,
All right.
I'll just make. Well, I'll cut this part out, right? Instead, I'll just say we're having a giveaway. I'm giving away this thing I got.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then,
yeah.
but we got to make the giveaway a thing or whatever.
Let's make it a thing. So
But
no
I
one
think-
ever found my.
I think we're gonna. No one knew or found it or
Okay.
anything. I'll look again, but I don't think so. We have to. But we got to get the viewers back up. You know, we used to have something like at the highest point. What was it? 700 something
Whoa.
people or whatever.
So it slipped to how many? A lower number. And I'm sure I haven't helped your ratings very much, honey.
Well, you have because it's a show, so it's better than not being a show.
It
Anyway,
exists.
once we get up to, I guess, a certain amount. Look, we got video now.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna have streams soon. You're gonna have more people rolling
Right.
in.
It is a
It'll-
pandemic. I mean, what do you
It'll
got to
work
say, right? Everybody
What?
was affected by the pandemic.
We did mostly episodes. through pandemic.
Go with me.
Anyway, there will be a giveaway in a while.
Okay, sounds
So,
good. You got
yeah.
so much good stuff.
Thanks for not this stuff. I'm not getting my stuff. You're getting this thing I accidentally ordered.
Oh, they're gonna really want it now.
Thanks for listening to the Super Shaver Brothers podcast. We will catch you next week.